Before there was language, there was breath. Before there was thought, there was rhythm. Before there was civilization, there was the simple, ancient act of air moving in and out of the body. Welcome to Mysterious Encounters. Today, we step away from the stars and the symbols, and we turn inward, to the oldest technology we possess, and the one we have most neglected. We breathe 20,000 times a day. Most of us do it without ever noticing. But every spiritual tradition, from the yogis of India to the mystics of Egypt, taught that breath is not just survival, it is a doorway. This is the case file on the one thing you have always done, and the one thing you may have never truly learned, the forgotten body. In ancient India, the practitioners of yoga developed pranayama, the control of life force through breath. They believed that the length, depth, and rhythm of your breath determined the quality of your consciousness. In Egypt, the hieroglyph for life was often depicted as a breath of air entering the nostrils. The word Ankh, the symbol of eternal life, is linguistically linked to breathing. In China, the Taoists mapped the breath's path through the body, using it to circulate internal energy, to heal, to meditate, and to prepare for death. These cultures did not view breath as a biological function. They viewed it as a bridge between the body and the spirit, between the physical and the divine, between the individual and the cosmos. To control the breath was to control the self. To deepen the breath was to deepen reality. And then, slowly, that knowledge was lost. What happened to the breath? With the rise of rationalism, the body was reduced to a machine. The breath became mechanical in exchange of gases, nothing more. The mystical dimension was stripped away. The Industrial Revolution accelerated the shift. Factories required rhythm, but it was the rhythm of the machine, not the breath. People moved from the fields to the cities. They sat hunched over workbenches. They breathed shallowly, quickly, incompletely. Modern medicine, for all its advances, largely treats the breath as a symptom, not a source. We test lung capacity. We treat asthma. We intubate the dying. But we rarely ask, how is this person breathing, and what does that tell us about their state of being? And then there is the stress, the constant, low-grade vigilance, the endless notifications, the artificial light, the sitting, the shallow chest breathing that keeps us in a state of sympathetic activation, ready for danger that never comes. We are breathing, but we are not breathing. The science is clear. Deep, slow breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest response. It lowers cortisol. It reduces heart rate. It increases heart rate variability, a key marker of resilience and health. Shallow, rapid breathing does the opposite. It triggers the stress response. It keeps the body in a state of low-grade alarm. It makes us tired, anxious, and disconnected from our own awareness. But here's the question science does not ask. What happens when you breathe with intention? When you sit in silence and extend your exhale longer than your inhale, something shifts. Not just physically, but perceptually. Time slows, thoughts quiet. The sense of being a separate self, isolated and fragile, begins to dissolve. This is not mysticism, it is physiology. But it is physiology that we have forgotten to listen to. Here is the rabbit hole. If breath is life, and if we breathe shallowly, are we living less fully? If stress constricts the breath and we are constantly stressed, are we constantly diminishing our own vitality? Some traditions teach that a person is given a finite number of breaths in a lifetime. To breathe shallowly is to waste them. To breathe deeply is to extend the quality, if not the quantity, of your life. And then there is the act of breathing together. In ancient rituals, the community would breathe in unison chanting, singing, synchronizing. That collective rhythm created bonds that words could not. Today, we breathe alone. Even in crowds, we are isolated in our own shallow rhythms. If you could learn to breathe fully, consciously, intentionally, what else might you be able to do? Tonight, as you settle into sleep, feel your breath, not to control it, just to notice it. Is it shallow? Is it held? Is it free? You don't need to fix anything, just notice. The breath is always there, always available, always willing to deepen if you let it. This has been a Mysterious Encounters investigation. The archive is never closed, and the breath is still waiting.